Hey, yeah, good to see you again. See my little mousey? Well, I'm just beginning. Today was the first day of my little schedule where I wake up and I weigh myself and then I exercise. I'm doing a 10-minute exercise and I did 5 minutes of the lying down exercises and the standing up, jumping jack type stuff I'm going to do right before my shower later. And I did my half an hour walk. So, I'm on track so far. Sometimes you have a plan for your vlogs and sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's blither, blither, blither. Today I kind of have what I know what I want to say. So, let's get to it, right? Putting on this shirt with the mouse on it, I do watch various people's vlogs. And I did watch the Shaytards, and they have a mouse or rat problem. I'm not sure which. They keep saying mouse, but then they buy these ginormous traps, rat traps. So rats are very smart. Good luck. A long time ago, gosh, 1980, 79, 80, we lived in this little tiny house at the back of its lot, and it looked like someone got up early on a Saturday morning and decided to build a house. None of the doors were the same width. None of the windows were the same size. It sat upon timbers that were on the ground. There was no concrete. There was no, I don't know. And then plywood with carpeting tacked on it. And when it rained, water came in and down the walls in the bedroom, enabling mushrooms to grow. And in the winter, that froze, so we had like frozen ice on the wall. And this was in a more of a hoity-toity neighborhood of town. But it's kind of that area of town, the rich people slum, like 3 or 4 streets were just little dinky houses. It was awful. I absolutely hated it. We had mice, because once I was in the shower and, you know, you're singing along and you turn the water off and you open the shower curtain and there's this little mouse sitting on the toilet eating something and looked up at me like, uh-oh. And you could hear him in the walls. And it was just awful. It was awful. I hated that place. I was glad to be out of there. But, anyway, what I was going to talk about today was emulating these people that are on YouTube and are very successful. I hear so many when I skip around and look at people's vlogs. Oh, well, the Shaytards and CTFXC and Charles and Allie and blah, blah, blah. They mention these people over and over and over again. Well, they are successful vloggers. They have chosen what they do and how they do it and are successful at it. You should not emulate anyone. You should not wish that you were them, because you are you. And whatever you do is what makes you you. And that's why I watch your vlogs. Now, I have a thing for accents. In any other country besides the United States, accent. I get plenty of them southern accents. I'm just not big on them. I cannot stand them. I'm sorry. We have a lot of different accents in this country, and one of these days I'll dwell upon it. There's British accents, which everyone likes, and the Latino or the Spanish, the Italian accent, everybody likes that. Oh, it's so sexy, yes? Then there's also a Russian one and a German one, you know, different accents that Americans just get crazy over, especially people in the Midwest. That's where I live. It's really a big thing. And when I was a kid, the Monkees were big when I was 10. And Davy Jones was from Manchester, England. And I used to practice and practice and practice and practice the accent. And I would tell people that I was his cousin. And I got some idiots believing me. Okay, well, basically that's one thing I wanted to tell you about today, is you can take bits and pieces of what makes these people successful. Now, some people rely on their cute little children, and there are a lot of cute little children out there, adorable children. and they're pets, and there's so many sweet little pets. I just want to love them all. I have 2 pets. One couldn't care less about being on camera. The other one appears occasionally. And my children, well, oh God, Mom, not again. Oh God. Well, there are things that people do, and if you have anything that's exciting, or even walking around your town, if your computer allows you to do it, mine won't right now. That's why hopefully in the future I will be back to filming and walking around at festivals and stuff and being able to do better, but right now I can't. But that's what makes it interesting. How often do I get to the Caucasus Mountains? Never. To see someone filming a ski trip, or surfing, or going to Thailand and seeing what people eat there. I mean, that's cool. That's what's so cool about the internet. You've got to admit that. And hearing people call supper tea or something, it's, it's different. It's cool. It really is cool. And basically the other thing I wanted to mention was my education. I may look like an idiot, and most of the time you must think I'm stupid. But I'm not. I should have taken up my father's offer and gone to college right away. He offered, and I didn't take it because I thought it was too far away. It's on the other side of the county. And at that time we had moved from Iowa to here, and where I came from, the town was 7 miles long, period. Here, gosh, 7 miles just in one little not subdivision, little township. And there's several townships before you get down into the St. Louis area. I mean, gosh, it takes an hour to drive from North County to South County. And that's outrageous. Not to mention taking the bus takes forever. Anyway, the education of me. I grew up in Iowa, where education is within the top 5 things to spend the state's money on. Not in Missouri. It's way down the list as far as I know. I haven't checked officially, but no. By the time we moved here when I was entering high school. And I'd already had all those credits. I was ready to graduate, but they wouldn't let me graduate because I hadn't had some particular class that you have to have in the state of Missouri, and I could only take it in 12th grade. So I had to hang around for 3 years being totally bored. Then I went to junior college. I worked for a year. I decided I've had enough of school, and I worked for a year in a bakery, selling cookies and things. By the end of that year, I was ready for school again. I went to a junior college, which is usually a 2-year thing. So, and I have a degree in communications, emphasis theater. And I have 2 years at the broadcast center, and I broadcast copywriting, commercial production. What else did we do there? Now they do stuff digitally. Back when we went, we had to edit tape. That's how old I am. This was back in 1980. We edited tape, and I could splice so tightly you'd never know there was a splice there unless you looked. So anyone that's in broadcasting might understand what I just said. I got married, and I married an abusive person that kept me away from everybody and everything. But later on, he decided that I was going to go back to school and I was going to do something to make him money. So I took a medical records program for 2 years, and I learned medical records stuff. Terminology and body parts, and I think pathology is pretty cool, actually. Diseases and disease processes, that's pretty cool. And I graduated with another associate's degree. I have 2 associate's degrees. And I got a job coding medical records. And I did that for about 9 years. And then other things happened. I got a divorce. And I ended up going back to school again, I wanted my bachelor's degree so that I could get a job, because this was before the bottom of the floor dropped out and there was no jobs anymore. You had to have pretty much a bachelor's degree, that's a 4-year degree, to get any kind of decent paying job. So I went back to school, only this time I went to a big university, Washington University in St. Louis. It's a really cool school. It looks like an old castle. It's really a nice school. They're very intelligent teachers. I just love being around intelligentsia. And I was going piecemeal at night, a little here, a little there. I'm about 3/4 of the way to the bachelor's degree, and I had a class, and it got so difficult that I just had a nervous breakdown, and I quit. And now I'm being hounded by school loan people, and I have no bachelor degree. I mean, it's not that I'm totally stupid. There's a lot of things I just don't know how to go about doing, and I don't have anyone to help me. I don't have friends, and my relatives, none of them went to college. My father did, but he's dead. So I don't really have any help. So I'm totally on my own, I'm floundering, blah blah blah. I'm not totally stupid. I could do it. Oh, the program that I'm in to get my bachelor's is international studies, and you can take the business aspect or the cultural aspect, and I've decided to take the cultural aspect and dwell mostly upon Western Europe. Basically the center, like Italy, up through Italy, France, and the Germanic nations and the Cyrillic nations. The eastern part, like Russia and stuff, that's a whole nother area. Oh, well, that's my educational background. I would love to go back to college. I love it. I love learning. It just, right now, it's kind of like climbing down into a little dirt hole. You lose your foothold and the dirt starts crumbling in on you. You gotta find a foothold. You gotta figure out how you're gonna get out of that doggone hole. And that's where I am right now. I'm looking up, I see sky, but I'm not sure how to get there. Gosh, I don't know how long this is going on because I don't have my glasses on, and doggone it, I've gotten to that age where you gotta use some kind of cheating device like glasses. Oh my god, 12 minutes. Well, I had to say it. It had to be said. I will talk about my abusive whatever in another time. I have to be really strong inside to be able to do that because it's not good. But so far so good on my first day of bettering myself. And upward and onward.